Hey guys, so today I'm going to be talking about how me and my husband sleep trained our 3-month-old baby. So if you want to hear a little bit more about that, just keep on watching. Our son's 4 months old now, and he is successfully sleeping through the night in his crib. He does not sleep in our bed anymore, and he is sleeping about 10 to 12 hour stretches every single night. So I'll go ahead and just give a little bit of a backstory on how his sleeping situation was when we first brought him home from the hospital. So basically, when we brought Marshall home from the hospital, of course, he was in our room. We had a bassinet next to our bed, and we would lay him down in his bassinet anytime during the day that he needed to take naps, just so he kind of got used to sleeping alone in his bassinet. That way, once he's ready, it's not, kind of new. He's not needing me there sleeping next to him every single time. So we would do that most of the time, and throughout the night, newborns of course have to wake up every 2 to 3 hours most of the time to eat, and I was nursing him. So what we would do when he woke up in the middle of the night is, after we initially put him down in his bassinet, I would feed him, and it was really inconsistent, to be honest. Sometimes I would lay him down in his bassinet, and sometimes I would just leave him next to me and my husband to sleep on our bed. For the first 3 or 4 weeks, it was really inconsistent. Eventually, we got him to sleep in his bassinet most of the time. And then once he outgrew that, we actually got a pack and play and went ahead and put that at the foot of our bed. He's a little bit further away from us, but he was still breastfeeding at that point, so he was still waking up every 3 to 4 hours or so. So we would lay him down in his bassinet, and I would, of course, again, just pick him up and feed him, and then I would either lay him back down or put him back down in our bed. After he got to about 3 months old, we decided that he was ready to be sleep trained, and we really wanted to be consistent, and we wanted him to be able to sleep in his crib, in his own room through the night. That way we could all get a little bit more sleep. So that's what we did. First, what we had to do was establish a really well put together nighttime routine for him. We did this for about a week before we started putting him in his crib in his own room, just so that he kind of got used to having a nighttime routine. He knew kind of what was coming in the evening. So when we got home from work, what we would do is we would play with him until about 7:30, 8 o'clock. And then once 7:30, 8 o'clock came around, we would bring him into our bedroom, and we would run a bath, would play with him a little bit, give him a bath, 10-15 minute bath, nothing extravagant or anything.
Are you gonna smile?
And then after that, we would just wrap him up in a towel. We would bring him, lay him back down on the bed. We would dry him off. We would play with him a little bit, put a diaper on him, rub him down with some nighttime lotion, get him dressed in a pair of pajamas. We would brush his hair, and then we would put one of those blanket sleeper things on him. It's like the Halo sleep sack thing. It's like a blanket, but he can't kick it off or anything, so he stays warm through the we would put that on him, and then we would go into his room, turn off the light. We would turn on the closet light while we're feeding him, and we would turn on the sound machine. So we would sit down in his nursery chair. It's like a little rocking chair. We would feed him a bottle, and usually he would fall asleep whenever we were giving him the bottle, and then we would go ahead and lay him down in the pack and play in our room. And we did that for about a week. And after the week was up, we stuck with the same nighttime routine, except after we fed him the bottle, when he's sitting in his chair, we would lay him down in his crib. And the first couple weeks after we started laying him down in his crib, he would sleep for about 5-hour stretches, and then he would wake up to nurse. When he nursed, I would just lay him down in our bed, just so he's kind of, getting accustomed to being in there at least part of the night. So after I fed him, we would lay him down in our bed for the rest of the night, which is usually, another 4 or 5 hours or so. And then we would wake up, and it would be morning, and we would do the same thing the next night. We did that for about a week, and after a week, he started to sleep all the way through the night, about 10 to 12 hour stretches. We would give him a bottle, lay him down, and then he would sleep until, usually when I wake him up in the morning to get ready for work, which is about 6:30. It's worked for us, it's worked for him, and we have tried since then to sleep with him in our bed. He does not want to sleep in our bed. He likes to stretch out. He likes to move around. I would just say consistency is key. That's what worked for us. Whenever he would cry in the middle of the night when we first started sleep training him, which it did not happen very often. He's not a baby that cries very much. But if he would wake up and cry in the middle of the night, this is really controversial, but sometimes we would just let him cry, and usually he would only cry for about a minute or two, and then he would just go right back to sleep. I feel like if he started crying and I would just run into his bedroom and get him every single time, then he would learn that if I cry, my mom's gonna come get me and they'll bring me into their bed. So for us, it did work for him just to cry and kind of learn, okay, I'm just gonna go back to sleep, and then they'll come get me in the morning. And that's what we did, and it worked for us. I guess that's it. Only took us about 3 weeks to sleep train him. He's 4 months old now, and he is sleeping completely through the night. If you had any other questions, don't hesitate to reach out or leave a comment down below. Thanks for watching. I hope that you guys subscribe and leave a comment on this video if there's any other videos that you want me to film.